Have you ever wondered how the ultra-wealthy seem to sleep so peacefully, even during financial storms? How they navigate crises, lawsuits, taxes, and even generational wealth transfers? Without blinking, it's not because they're lucky. It's because they use a tool most people have never even heard of, a holding company. And today, you'll finally understand why this quiet, behind-the-scenes strategy is one of the most powerful weapons in the investor's toolbox. But warning, once you learn this, you may never look at business, wealth, or risk the same way again. Let's dive in. Most people think a holding is just a company that owns another. Technically, yes, but in practice, it's a fortress. A legal, strategic, and financial fortress. A holding company doesn't sell products. It doesn't offer services. It holds, it owns, other companies, assets, real estate, intellectual property, or investments. And by doing so, it separates ownership from operation. Why is this important? Because ownership is where the wealth is, and operations are where the risk is. Smart investors don't keep both in the same place. Imagine two entrepreneurs, Anna and Jake, both built successful businesses. But Anna ran everything under her own name. Jake, on the other hand, used a holding structure. His assets, real estate, trademarks, stocks, were owned by a holding. The operational company paid rent and royalties to that holding. One day, a lawsuit hits. Anna's entire business, personal savings, even her home, are at risk. Jake, his holding is untouchable. His wealth is shielded. It's the same storm, but only one has an umbrella. There are several reasons why investors use holdings, but three stand out above the rest. First, protection. If your operating company is sued, your holding is isolated. That means your investments, properties, and intellectual property are safe. Second, tax optimization. Depending on your country, holdings can legally help reduce double taxation, optimize dividend distribution, and even delay taxes through reinvestment. Third, succession planning. A holding simplifies the transfer of wealth to heirs or other beneficiaries. You don't pass down dozens of scattered assets. You pass one structure, clean, efficient, and private. Let that sink in. You're not just protecting wealth. You're preserving a legacy. Hey, if you're learning something new right now, and this kind of strategic thinking excites you, pause for a second. Subscribe to Investor School. This is where we reveal what they don't teach in traditional finance classes. Now back to it. Because we're just getting started, setting up a holding company is as complicated as people think, but it must be done correctly. Here's a simplified version of the structure. Create a parent company. This is your holding. Transfer or register ownership of your businesses, investments, real estate, or intellectual property to the holding. Maintain strict separation. The holding doesn't operate, it owns. Have proper legal agreements between the holding and its subsidiaries or assets. For example, lease agreements, royalty agreements, or loan agreements. This is where working with a legal and tax professional is non-negotiable. The power of the holding lies in its structure, and small mistakes can weaken its protection. Here's something people rarely talk about. A holding company gives you psychological leverage. When your core wealth is protected, you make better decisions, you can take more calculated risks. You build with confidence, not fear. It's not just financial engineering, it's mental liberation. Let's quickly run through the biggest traps. Mixing personal and business expenses. The golden rule of asset protection is clear boundaries. Using the holding to operate that defeats the purpose. The holding should never hire employees or deal with clients. Ignoring tax consequences. Holdings can be powerful, but without proper planning, they may trigger unnecessary taxes. Don't guess. Get expert guidance. This part might sting. Most people never set up a holding because it sounds too advanced, because they think it's only for the rich, or because they've never even heard of it. But that's exactly why the wealthy stay ahead. They act on information others ignore. You don't need millions to start. You need clarity. You need strategy. And most importantly, you need to start before you need it. So now you know. A holding company isn't just a legal entity. It's a mindset. It's how the intelligent protect, scale, and transfer wealth. Quietly, legally, powerfully. If you're building something, whether it's a business, an investment portfolio, or a legacy, don't leave it exposed. Structure it, protect it, and watch it grow with confidence. Thanks for watching Investor School. Until next time, invest smart. Stay curious. Stay free.